That caught me off guard.
Hello.
That caught me off guard, dog.
Okay, that caught me off guard too.
Hello.
Okay, I like that beat. Okay.
I was like,
Okay.
Yes. So shout out to the interns in the basement. Shout out to Dunham who made that that video for us as a starting video. So we don't have to start with that generic, countdown and black spots or white spots, black screen. We got some images and a beat, okay. So hello, welcome to Monday, August 22nd, 2022. It's 8/22/22. And welcome to the Party Chat podcast. I'm excited for today. Before we get started, how was your guys' weekend?
Fantastico.
It was cool. I went to a school reunion yesterday.
Are you went to your high school reunion?
Your high school reunion?
Yeah. It wasn't like for like the whole class. It was like for the program that I was in while I was at the school. So it's not really.
Oh, you had one of those classes?
Yeah. In order to go to the
Charlie,
school,
you ain't ish.
No, not that kind.
No.
That was Christine, dog. Yeah, I was not talking about that.
I had to be in a special academic program in order to be in the school because it wasn't in my school zone because my school was bad, but the school I ended up going to was worse.
The guy, okay, yeah, that's cool. You said it was a special one though. Okay.
Yeah, it was like a special academic program, so it was like less than 50 people.
Yes.
Yeah, my brother had a couple of them motherfuckers.
Yes, be careful with this one. Okay, this one right here.
I wasn't even thinking he was thinking like that until y'all started laughing.
I wasn't at first. I was really talking to you at first. Then Christine said something. That's why I was like, no, I really wasn't.
Because I know. Listen,
and I'm still not. I just said my brother. He had a couple of them malls. We talking about something else.
But you said okay. All right. Yeah. Anyways, how was the reunion?
I mean, it was okay for me. I didn't really talk to many people in high school, so when I went there, it was like the same thing until some people figured out what I did, and so then it changed to something else. So,
what? Oh, okay, we'll talk later. That was very cryptic. Let's not talk about it now.
Yeah.
That's wild. I do want to go to my school reunion if they have one. They haven't had one yet, and I'm like, I've been out of school. When are they supposed to have one? Isn't it 10 years?
You graduated in what? 77? I'm playing what you doing.
You can't see my fingers, but you can imagine. Okay? You can't see my fingers, but you can imagine. Okay? Ego done exposed me already. Okay, Ego done exposed me already. But yeah, I do want to go. I even followed. They had a website, or they have a website, and I followed to wait for alerts to see if they have one because I don't go by the same name that they knew me as. So I don't think any of them know who I am to even invite me right now.
Well, the one I went to wasn't even the official one. It was just the people that were a part of my class, decided to make their own because there wasn't one that was being held. So then my friend told me about it, and that's how I went. She was like, I'm not going to go if you don't go. And I was like, all right, I'll go. Because if she wasn't going, I definitely wasn't about to. So,
I would like to go. I would like to see how people, grew and changed, possibly. Who grew and became successful, and who didn't, and who was
babies and shit. I ain't gonna lie. It's a couple girls from my class. I want to know. When I say, man, it's this one girl. She was ghetto as hell. I legit want to know what she doing. Dead ass. I want to know.
There's a girl There's a girl in my mind where I was like, I wonder what her life is like right now.
I'm dead serious. I was like, dog, I wonder what she doing.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
Legit straight out of a book. I remember she used to read. And then he said, and then I used to be like, damn, she ghetto as fuck, dog. I ain't like she was bad though.
And then she said, I'm gonna walk over the hill.
I know she had a razor blade.
Jack and Jill walk over the hill. And then
and grab a pail of water
and everything.
Oh my god!
She went to Flint Central High School. I think I was scared of her motherfucking ass. No, she was crazy, man. She was cool though, low key though.
Goodness. Yikes. I want you to go to your high school reunion. I gotta know more of the story. How did she turn out?
She probably changed her life around. She probably a politician. Who knows?
That would be crazy. That would be like such a crazy, like if you knew somebody who was like
trying to help
crazy in
inner
high
city
school,
kids out.
right?
I really be a conspiracy theorist then. Like, hell no, they let your ass in. Hell no. They let dog in here. Stop playing. Let's go for it, though. How's everybody weekend, though? Everybody shit was good.
Yeah, everybody was good. Not you wondering if people failed in life and got success. Well,
no,
it's
not
also like
you keep twisting shit. I said I wonder how she's doing.
No,
I ain't say fail.
No, I'm reading a comment.
Christine.
I'm reading a comment. I'm reading a comment.
No, Christine, earlier you said I want to see if they failed in life or not.
I want to see who made it and who wasn't.
I want to see if they're.
I
want to see if they're bringing a
YouTube black with her.
No, yes, I want to know. I want to know.
Her black with her.
I'm doing very well.
No, oh gosh, I ain't gonna flex. No, because these people know where my
bring her
family
media
is.
kit with her.
I don't want these any.
Here go Acer. Here go here.
Here go Pizza Hut. I'm sponsored. Just in case if anyone wants a pizza, I thought I share.
Hashtag. You guys know what that means? Because I'm on
everybody. I have codes. I have a gold card.
Wait, hold on.
You're just a follower.
Like she flexing it
Flexing.
Like, oh shit.
I'd be like, yeah, put it on my gold card.
Oh my god, not you having a Pizza Hut gold card.
Speaking of, I need to use that.
I should go in my Pizza Hut bomber.
Like, she gonna not like their food and be like, you know what, guys? Maybe we should have some Pizza Hut. You know what?
She put her gold card out, make a couple calls.
I got the plug. Shout out to Pizza Hut.
Whole bunch of dudes like, yes, AY. I'm like, yes, just go ahead and get the pizza now. Commander.
No, it's funny. It's funny. I do want to see because some people were nice in high school and some people weren't. And some of them people that weren't. I want to know.
Are you going to flex on them?
You turn your life around. No, I'm not going to flex. It's going to be an internalized flex for me. I'm definitely not going to say, yeah, I'm just going to be like,
they hit you like, what do you do, Christine? What you been up to?
I'll be like, oh, I work from home. I just work from home.
Yes, Christine. That's what I was doing the whole time at my place. Every time somebody asks what you do now, I'll be like, I work from home.
Just work from home.
They're like, oh yeah.
Like, what'd you do? Uh-huh. Yeah, I be working online. That's all.
That's it.
If they're like,
funny now
what do you do online?
Jump to OnlyFans. Everybody jump to that now.
Oh, if they say, OnlyFans, I'd be like,
when you take it there, like you just let them know, like, yeah, I just work from home.
Yeah, I just work from home.
So that's your second base. If they be like, oh, what you do at home? You be like, OnlyFans.
If they're like, oh, like OnlyFans, I'll be like, why'd you go there? I would ask that question.
I'm talking to Charlie. Like, so they be like,
oh, you too?
Home.
Like, OnlyFans, hell yeah! I'm trying to insult me. Oh, ass.
You should have said, I knew you looked familiar.
Man, you big dog 87, ain't you? I'm subscribed to you, bro. I'm a big fan.
Like your shit trash.
Sarkeisha from Flint High School, bro. That shit is crazy, bro.
I don't even know who that is.
Sarkeisha, you remember her? She used to beat girls up with 1 KO. She was one punch man. You don't remember her? That's crazy.
And the crazy part is, girl, I was get her name close to that. No cap.
That is hilarious. Hilarious. Just on how uncannily that was really close. Okay, so really quick, we got our emotes in. They're not uploaded yet. By next week, we'll have our tiers and our emotes updated, but I just received it from the artist last night. So next week, I'm excited for you guys to have the emotes to use. Let's just jump in to the first topic of today. Microsoft, because they recently bought Activision. And the paint has to dry. And something I didn't know before reading this article that the article we're reading is from Forbes.com, but it's also on Game Rant. And I didn't know that if they're buying like another company, they have to like put together documents for different countries to read to kind of just make sure everything's on the up and up. I didn't know that.
Wait. Say that one more time. You said what now?
So because Xbox bought Activision, they have to like put together a certain amount of documents and send it to different countries so that the countries can make sure everything's on the up and up. They said there's a specific thing they called it.
Yeah, I ain't heard of that.
I'm trying to find it in the article, but they had to file documents, and when they were filing documents to Brazil's national competition regulator, right? They included in the documents a quote that says, Microsoft's ability to continue expanding Game Pass has been hampered by Sony's desire to inhibit such growth. Sony pays for blocking rights to prevent developers from adding content to Game Pass and other competing subscription services. And this is what they allege.
I was about to say allege, right?
Allege, yeah. But Microsoft put this statement in their documents that they presented to Brazil's national competition regulator. My thing is, first of all, that's shade. That's a lot of shade. Like, you have this public document that you have to give to a country to read over and also this stuff to make sure everything's on the up and up. And you're going to just throw like some side shade in there. Oh, Sony is inhibiting our business. Like, that's kind of petty. I feel like that's hella petty.
What if it's true? What if it's not?
What if it is true?
I know. I think it's very possible that it's true.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
Timed exclusives, you know?
Yeah. I don't believe PlayStation will have to stoop that low. I really don't. I ain't gonna lie. Xbox, they do be getting some fire indie games, especially on the Game Pass. They get some fire shit. But I can't see PlayStation doing that.
Do you think like so? I guess I'll ask this first question.
Just need an excuse.
Do you guys think it's shady for Sony to do that?
Shady, yeah, I think it's shady, but I mean, hey,
I wouldn't put anything past any company.
Yeah,
because
when it comes to, I was gonna say, when it comes to business, though, but I mean,
I was about to say it's business, so they just want their profit. So if I could stunt yours and people would come to me for, what
they'll do it. It's not out of the realm of possibilities.
Yeah, it's not crazy to me.
Do you think it's a shady thing for them to do, period? Like, do you think it's
it is shady regardless, but people,
shady, yes.
Business gonna do shady shit where it's like, you know how we play Mario Party, not pretend like we both about to win. It's like, I'm looking out for me.
I remember. I didn't forget how I thought we were on the same team. I thought something happened to my thing. Turned out Charlie was holding me down, so we would purposely lose when he was on my team. So that way I wouldn't get ahead.
It worked so good too. It worked.
I was like,
what
is going on?
That's why
you
can't trust Charlie. That's why.
Hello? He's like, I love you outside this game, but in this game, it's just me. I'm like, oh, okay.
Wow. It's just me.
Friends.
It is.
There's a me and team, huh?
How many of us have them? Friends.
It's a me and team, huh?
Yeah. It's shady, but yeah.
It's just not shocking to me. I'm like, oh. Okay.
Nah, it's not shocking news.
I'm just like, oh, they doing that? Wow, that's crazy.
To me, I guess I don't really feel like it's shady. Like, since time exclusives has been a thing for a long time. Like, Microsoft used to have the timed exclusive for Call of Duty years ago, right? Where when the game came out, it was first exclusively on Xbox for a while, and they paid for that, and then it was released everywhere. And it's just the same thing like when they do the characters thing where they pay extra to have a character on their console. And I just feel like it's a similar thing. Like, hey, we're going to pay so that
but that's not like two different things.
Everybody has to buy the game fairly versus.
Yeah, which is true. That just sound like they pay for a good advantage, like to get ahead, whatever. And of course, the other companies aware of it. It was like, well, it's BS, trying to fight back. What it sounds like what you said, what PlayStation did, it sound like they doing some under the table shit. Like, we just pay you, don't upload shit on there. That way they don't have any content. So I'm getting two different things.
I feel like it's more so like Sony. It could be under the table, right? Because it was never anything that officially came out. But Sony was paying developers just to keep their game off of Game Pass. Like, they're like, hey, we'll pay you extra so you don't put your game on Game Pass on Xbox. You could sell it everywhere, but just not on Game Pass. And subscription services for whoever else has there's so
I don't
many
work there, so it don't affect me. I don't know.
I don't know, but I think that if it is true, then I don't know. I guess since everybody's kind of doing the timed exclusives and things like that, I think it just plays in. For me, it just plays into the same bag. Just like when people are upset that Sony got Spider-Man for the Marvel game and Xbox doesn't get Spider-Man for it,
Yeah, but I mean, they got on PC now, but
yeah. All right, let us know, chat, how you guys feel and what your thoughts on it are. Meanwhile, on to we'll jump into She-Hulk and then a couple of the shows, and then we have a few things to talk about, right? So we'll jump into She-Hulk really quick. Because the episode wasn't really long. It wasn't super duper long. You know, it was 30-ish minutes around that, if that.
Mm-hmm.
Not including like intro and outro and all that stuff. Well, I don't know if it had a true intro. I think it had just an outro. But first, what's your non-spoiler thoughts, Dwayne and Jazz? Because I know Charlie didn't watch it.
Oh, you know.
Oh, did you watch it?
How you just gonna assume I didn't watch it? Oh my
Charlie,
god!
because
We know if we ask, you're gonna be like,
you.
no.
The last after Moon Knight, you had said, Christine, I ain't watching these Marvel shows no more. And this
Don't
is a
I
Marvel
watch
show.
the first episode of all of them though?
I agree. You do that.
Okay.
Sometimes.
But did you do it this time?
Which one I didn't know? That's crazy.
Did you do the Star Wars? Did you do Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Well, I don't like that shit from the get-go. I ain't watching no damn Star Wars. You
Miss Marvel,
that bullshit.
Miss Marvel.
It's Marvel. You definitely didn't watch that, bro.
No, I ain't watched that bullshit.
See, look.
Okay.
There you go, one right there.
It's not me playing on you. It's actual factual stuff you have said. Okay.
But no, Star Wars don't count. I ain't gonna ever watch that. I don't give a damn who in it. It could be my mama in it.
And Miss Marvel.
The fuck you go doing that for?
Okay, hold on now.
Who was Miss Marvel?
That was the
Oh
last
my
Marvel
God.
show that aired on Disney Plus. That's clear. You didn't watch it. What about She-Hulk?
Yeah.
Did you check out first episode of She-Hulk?
That hoe. I ain't watched that. Stop playing with me.
You did.
No, I did
Yeah.
watch. I did
Okay.
watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then what's your rating of the first episode then? She-Hulk at 28 long.
I probably did. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of liked it. I'll probably get that one a 2.
Out of
All right, man.
Hey, that's funny as hell. Out of 3,
out
right?
of 10?
No, out of 10. I kind of liked it. It was kind of dope. I give it a 2.
That was a liking it number? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Dwayne, your number?
Oh, I gave it 8. Give it 8.
8. Okay. Jazz?
Yeah, same thing at 8.
Okay. Oh, and your phrase. What's your phrase or comment that you give? Dwayne, go ahead, give yours.
Non-spoiler, right?
Yeah, non-spoiler.
Blood.
Mm.
Oh, kind of. I guess. Kind of.
Okay. Blood, kinda. I like that. Jazz, what's your phrase?
Meditation.
Okay. And then my rating, I would give it an 8.75 out of 10.
Who the?
Man,
Yeah.
what's a 7.5 for?
The 0.5s and stuff.
Let's say
You know,
take a quarter off. What's
0.75.
I did. It's more. My thing is, it's more than an 8, but it can't be a 9, and it's just because of that last scene, not the cut scene, but the last scene in the episode. Before the
It
credits
boosted
roll?
it up. It boosted it up
No,
for you.
that
that last
boosted
one?
it up
That took
or
it
took
down.
away?
That took it
Chrissy,
down.
I'm gonna see
What?
this TikTok.
What the
I'm gonna
fuck?
see this
Oh,
TikTok
no.
video
No, not
after
the
this.
cut
dog.
scene, but the court scene. The court scene.
Oh,
That one.
okay.
That court
Oh.
scene took it down from a 9, and then I had to,
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
8.75. Okay.
I'm
I'll see
gonna
y'all
see
in the
this
chat.
TikTok. I don't want to change the topic. Oh, shit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
show it later.
Okay. So, and my phrase is, "Who's that girl?" That's my
La,
phrase.
La, 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 la.
I was
don't-
noticing that they were playing all like female like rappers in every like scene.
Gwen
Oh, were
Stefani
they?
used to go, her ain't
Well,
Eve.
whenever they did play music scenes.
Oh, they played Young and May?
Music. They
No,
Or Glorilla?
No, they might.
Not
They
yet.
might, though. They
They might.
might.
Oh, this is the first episode.
Oh.
This is the first
They
episode.
played Eve
Oh,
and
winner,
Sweetie.
winner,
Is what I seen.
That's why I'm mad. He said, "Go."
Hey, she
Young
go,
M.A. I
can't
want to
count,
hear
though.
Young M.A. If they do play Young
Young
M.A.,
and May
that
go.
would be fun.
Glorilla really fired, dog. She got that Memphis shit. I ain't gonna cap. I be wanting to change her ass, but I'm like, this motherfucker go.
Wait, who do you mean by change?
Glorilla, because sometimes I be wanting to change. I don't want to hear that shit. But Glorilla, I can't cap. That motherfucker be, man, she might be in Memphis, like that old Memphis. Like, oh, she cold.
Okay.
Okay, so let's jump into like our spoiler conversation. For anybody, interns, can you put the spoiler banner and take down the She-Hulk banner? And then also everybody watching, you've been warned about spoilers. We're gonna do spoilers. Dwayne, are the horns working?
They've been working lately. huh?
Spoiler.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. We good.
You have been warned. Okay. So, you gave it an 8, and Chaz, what did you give it?
8.
8. Okay.
2.
What were your and your 2? I remember your 2. What were your pros about the show?
Who's going first?
Jazz,
y'all
go
do
ahead,
Jimmy.
man. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, Jazz, go ahead. You was like, who go first? You go first.
No, you said y'all, so I didn't know who. So that's what I'm saying. But I think it was good. Like, I think I like the breaking of the fourth wall, since you did that in the comics, and then she's doing that in the show. And I kind of like how like we automatically like got into it, like instead of like beating around the bush and trying to build her up or anything like that. It's like,
and then wait to the last episode before they tell us.
Yeah, and then be like, how did I become She-Hulk? Well, this happened, and so I like that. I kind of like and kind of dislike how they explained what Bruce was doing, like to make him regular Bruce again.
Oh, the modulator.
Yeah, it's kind of like he was explaining it in the scene, but of course we couldn't hear it, and then we just got like the back end of him saying like, okay, so now basically I wear this thing, and that makes me be normal right now. Then he explained it later, like of him saying like, oh, he spent like a lot of time like in that lab trying to figure out stuff to make that happen. But I would have liked to see it instead of being explained about what happened. Okay. And what else? It was definitely comedy for sure. Like you can't really get like too serious. I like that we talked about Cap and how he was, if he was a virgin or not. I thought that was funny.
I thought that was hilarious. Yeah.
And people were speculating that like he actually lost his virginity to Star-Lord's grandma. So
nothing wrong with that.
Wait, really?
When she was younger, not older.
I think she was. I think she was in love with Ego, though. She was in love with Ego, though, or Igor.
That was Peter's mom. Yeah, that's not the grandma.
Mom. The grandmother.
The grandmother.
Oh.
They be free. Don't knock it till you try it now.
Okay.
So I like that. The only thing.
Hold on. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I gotta address this. Heifer, don't start with me today in the chat. Okay, you leave or you stay. Don't come in here ruin everybody's day. Don't come in here ruin everybody's day because you don't like the. If you don't like it, you could go. Deuces. Ain't nobody paying you to be here. Thank you.
Oh, why y'all delete? Right. I want to see what they said.
No, you can see it in our chat. It's still there. If it's deleted in the YouTube thing. I just don't take that. That is I feel like that's hella disrespectful. So you could go. Bye. All right. You were saying, Jeff.
Let me see. She responded. Fuck y'all and this week. No,
he's a liar. I was like, I didn't say that ish. I didn't see that ish in there.
My only gripe with the show is not with She-Hulk herself, but it's kind of with Hulk. Because like I said before, like I miss the Savage Hulk where Hulk was intimidating to be around, and I feel like this doesn't make him like he's not intimidating anymore. Like I'll walk past him on the street, and like when he was trying to give her like the whole speech about like controlling your anger and stuff, because once they see you as a monster, it's hard not to be seen as a monster again. Like for you, we don't see you as a monster again because kids are walking up to you asking for autographs. So they're not scared.
And selfies.
Right. And selfies. So you preaching that they're always going to be looking at you as the monster is not true for you. Not this version. Like, so that's why I'm like, I don't know. I just want Hulk to be like Hulk smash and like and not say too many words and stuff. Like
so you want him to just hoop. He ain't gotta talk.
No.
Basically. That's basic.
No, I want him to be scary again, like how like people were scared to be around Hulk, like and to be.
Oh, okay. Got
yeah. He was more menacing before, like. Yeah.
This Hulk.
I get what you're saying because
drinking coffee.
In the first Avengers, when the scariest Hulk scene, like there's two, right? When he's running through that thing, I think he was running after Natasha, right? And he's running. That was scary. The other part, the most scariest Hulk moment, I feel like in all of the MCU was when in the first Avengers, when they were on the what's it called, the helipad, or is that what it's called, the flying ship, right?
Yeah.
And that guy tried to eject, the helicarrier and the guy tried to eject out of his jet, and the Hulk said, "Come here." I was like, "Oh, you dead."
Oh,
you
dead.
Yep.
That was the scary scene. Now, I'm not scared.
Don't forget the scene when he was in what was it? I think was it in Africa? I think it was in Africa, right? When he was fighting when the Hulkbuster came out. I think it was Ultron. Like he was like, go to sleep. And they were fighting all through. I think it was Lagos. Yeah. They was fighting all through Lagos. That was scary. People died. I believe people bled and died there For sure.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Now I agree. I'm not afraid of him.
Yeah, I see Hulk. I'll be like, hey, what's up?
I mean, he did, but remember they was throwing the boulders around, and he threw that one boulder.
Yeah, in space. I was like, you just knocked out a whole bunch of satellites just now.
Right.
That's funny. Dwayne, what about you? What are your pros for the episode?
Pros, I like the tone of the show. Mm-hmm. It hasn't very much touched on it all, but the tone of the show, yeah, Hulk saying bruh was pretty fun just to say. Yeah, he like bruh. I was like
I was like, see, look, they diluted Hulk so much they got him saying bruh. Come on now.
Also just the inner workings of like what was it gave us a little exposition on what was happening, you know, when Tony was him and Tony, the thing that they built together, all that good stuff. So, you know, it kind of gives us a little bit of that, you know, nostalgic feeling, you know what I'm saying, of the past. You know, they talk about Cap, they talked about Tony. So giving us a little bit of that, you know, the Avengers, the OG Avengers, you would say. So I like that in the tone of the show.
Which makes sense because I think for him, outside of like the moments with Natasha and Ultron, he spent the most time since the first Avengers with Tony. Because they had built that lab and then Ultron happened. They were doing what they were doing at Ultron. And then I guess he said that they built this lab during the blip, right? That it was built during then. So they're spending a lot of this time together. And that did make me be like, oh, like a little sad face, you know?
Yeah, if you think about it, like most of like Natasha died, Tony died. Cap he's old as hell. He's Joe Biden.
In your living room, I see his shield.
That nigga falling asleep.
You said he Joe Biden. That's
Joe Biden. All I could think about was him looking like Joe Biden. I think I'm not. Like I'm gonna get out.
If you try to
when he turned around.
Yeah, when he turned around, he said, I think I'm not. I'm like,
I don't think I will.
I think, you know what I'm saying? So but yeah, like, you know, so it's interesting to have just a little bit. They didn't go too in depth, but they had just a little bit of, you know, of what he was thinking and what was going on with him. Because we wondering, we're like, so where's the Hulk when all this was going on? How did he transform into the small Hulk? Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, so
yeah. Oh yeah, because Endgame, you just see him and you're like, oh, okay, this is who he is now. And so they took time to kind of touch on it, not fully explain, but kind of touch on it.
Yeah.
In this episode. And then what are your complaints or what are your cons?
The way that they crashed, and then she like the blood kind of like just dripped in her, because like in the comics it's like a whole blood transfusion thing, and the blood just was like dripped in her, and then she just turned into the She-Hulk. And I'm like, damn, that's fast. I'm like, it was like,
I had a problem with that too. I was like, so no blood transfusion, just
no, we don't see her in the hospital or anything like that.
Just
none of that.
Into your cut, now you're automatically.
Yeah,
I get that it's not like comic book accurate, but for me, I was like, okay, that's fair, because if you got a drip of radiation in your blood, even a drip, you could get cancer and you could die, you know? So for him to be
no joke.
Yeah, so for him to have as much radiation as he does in his blood, and him to bleed in her and it kind of come in. And I feel like this also kind of explains why she's not as big as him. She doesn't have as much, you know, like for me, it felt like, okay, why is she way smaller? Why is she, I mean, not compared to her comic book iteration, right? But like, why is she not as big as Hulk? And I'm like, oh, well, she only got a little bit of blood. It did affect her, but not to the degree that it affects him.
Yeah, I felt like that could have been a more, I felt the reason why I'm saying that the blood portion of it I didn't like is because I felt like it could have created more dialogue and a connection between him and her cousin, because we don't their connection, we don't know them. Like, you know what I'm saying? She's a new character. We don't know what their connection is. We don't know. We get a little bit of that. So I was thinking, like, you know what I'm saying? Imagine if Hulk, like it did happen to where Hulk had to go, you know, she's in the hospital and he's like, we don't really know how we could save her. She might die. And he's over there contemplating, should he, you know, give her a blood transfusion on the spot and stuff like that, and the implications of what could happen to her, then take her to the island, and then he'd be like, you know, and then that would create like an intense scene. I would think, you know what I'm saying? Like, who gave you the right to do this to me? And then he says, I know, like, you see what I'm saying?
That's good too. No, that's good too. And then it would give them background
on like maybe them as kids or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it would create more like, you know, drama and a more of a built connection between her him, and his morality of what he's become and how that could affect other people.
I think that what you said is a good idea, and I think that would have been added a lot more emotional weight to the situation.
Yeah.
But I do think that's probably a little heavier than what they wanted to do for this show, because as we've seen, it's been kind of just like
comedy.
more comedic.
I know.
If this was straightforward, I think that would be great. But since it's more of a comedy, I understand why they didn't spend a lot of time on it. And for me, this was fine, as knowing what I know about radiation and how it affects the body and things like that. Even somebody had put how Stan Lee, because in the Edward Norton is his name, right? In his Hulk movie, when a drop of his blood got into one of those sodas, and Stan Lee, that was his cameo, he drank it, and I think he died from just a drop of his blood.
Yeah.
So since it can still affect, and their family
it'll slow kill you. Some people get so much in them to the point they be legit glowing.
Some
crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild, the things that radiation can do. It's
I
wild.
watched this one story,
and we use it as a healing thing, which is
it.
crazy too.
Which is crazy, I know. But that's my only thing that I didn't like. I feel like they could have really, even though it is a comedy, you could get to the comedic portion after you get it, because it doesn't have to be a comedy. It could have been
right.
It could have been that heavy emotional. You leaving you in the first episode like, damn. You thinking about, you sitting there thinking about what would you do in that situation if you could save your loved one, and they have it would definitely make the connection better between them and make us care about her more, and Hulk. It will make Hulk, smart Hulk, be like, damn, but it is what it is.
I get you. I think what your idea is a really good idea as well. Reagan says, get Dwayne in the writer's room. I think we say it every episode.
You guys wouldn't leave. You guys be like, damn, bro. I'm over here tearing up.
Get me in there too, y'all. They go, they like, this shit is good. Get me in there with you, dog. Let me write that.
Charlie would be like, everything that you write in, forget it. Let's write something else.
I'm shocked.
Oh my god.
Hilarious. And so for me, right, I really liked it. I thought it was very funny. I really liked the aspect of, because at first when she was asking, when they were in the car before the accident and she was talking about Captain America, I was like, oh, is she a fan? But then when you see in the montage, the pictures, and it's Captain America's virginity, I was like, oh, okay. And then at the end, the cutscene at the end, I thought was hilarious.
Great.
Especially she's like, Captain America, and then it just cut, who's that? I loved it. I thought it was
that was great. That was great.
Yeah.
But another thing I think I didn't like was when she was comparing what it is to be a woman to what it was compared to him being Hulk. I think a lot of people did not like that.
No, so I understood what she was saying, because his aspect was you have to control your anger. You have to control your anger. And she says that she was doing it. She was just explaining how she does it all the time. Right.
Right.
And what it's like to, be in her job, being in a corporate job as a lawyer, and have people tell you what your job is supposed to be, diminishing your value and your what you bring to the table. Because I've being in corporate world, I've seen that. And especially for when there's female partners that make it, and they're still kind of treated like secretaries. And it's like, I'm making the same as much as you, I'm doing the same. I have court cases too, type of thing. So I understand her kind of explaining hey, that's a lie. Them lawyers be angry. No, but I understand her saying I know what it's like to control my anger, because he's constantly just telling her what to do. Right. And she's not mad at him because of this. She just wants to go home, Yeah. She just wants to leave.
But I understand, I understand what you go through on a regular daily basis. Everybody goes through problems and stuff like that. But being a Hulk is a different level of power, bro. You just, you know what I'm saying? He took years of training to get his mental capacity, and he's just being extra careful because of what he's done in the past. I know they're two different people, but still.
Don't fuck it up.
Still. Still.
Well,
you have the capacity to,
I think what they're presenting is how he was essentially like a scientist, right? From what we've seen from the Hulk as a scientist, he's very docile, very chilled. Like he wasn't constantly in situations where he had a lot of anger to control. Then he goes to getting and being the Hulk where he has so much anger, he doesn't know how to control it. And then he has to learn to do it. Whereas she's been in a position where she's had to learn to control her anger, especially with that line of, "Oh, you're too emotional," which is something that I know other females are getting and stuff like that if we were mad in a situation, but that's not reciprocated when men, and not to say that men don't get emotional, right? Or that no one ever calls men emotional, but I can understand her standpoint of being like, I understand what it's like to control my anger. And I don't think that she's taking away from his experience as a Hulk from that line. She's just responding to him saying, you need to control your anger and not be too emotional. And she's explaining, hey, I constantly have to control my anger. It's something that I've worked at for a long time.
I think, so and like, because I've seen this debate like the entire time. Because every time there's a show with like a female-led like hero, stuff like this always happens all the time. And this is why I keep saying that I wish that whenever they do try to have like more like women inclusion and like superhero stuff, not just to make us like a side character or offshoot of someone else, because then it's going to always be compared, and then this whole thing is going to happen all the time. That's why I'll be like, give them their own identity, so that this never happens. But like in that scene, it's like I can see like she's basically explaining like what she has to deal with on the daily, that a lot of women have to deal with on the daily, and that we do control our anger 24/7, just going outside, like without like, you know, being harassed and having to deal with that, or going to get gas and people harassing you there, and trying not to get kidnapped. It's like a whole bunch of stuff that we have to like deal with just for being a woman. And not saying that he doesn't have to deal with anger issues. It's just that she is aware of how to control her anger from her experiences. Not saying that he doesn't at all. Like,
she's not diminishing him by her statement.
But the only thing is that like they probably shouldn't have added the line in there where she says, I do it immensely more than you. And I think that's why everybody's starting this argument, because they're like, oh, you're like, how are you? Because that's where people are like, she's now comparing, because she said, I do it more than you. She didn't say, I do it just like you do, but like on a different level. She said, I do it more than you. So that's the part that's getting everybody up in arms and everything. And I'm just like, yeah, they probably shouldn't have said that. They probably should have said, I do it too, but this is how I do it, because this is what I experience every day. Just like how you have hardships and you are going through things every day to control your anger. I am too, just not as the Hulk. So now as the Hulk, I have to do that and this, like as a woman. So like, I feel like that's what makes this whole thing go crazy.
But the thing is, though, also, I feel like if it was a guy Hulk, you have Hulk and he Hulk, right? You know, lame name, but it's She Hulk, so he Hulk, right?
I think they have like, I think they do have a he Hulk, and his name is
like
Hulkling.
Okay,
something like that. Something like that. Yeah.
Instead of She Hulk, this is Hulkling, right? And he said that line, right? I don't think that it would get as much of a flaming as this line did.
It probably would if he said he'd do it more than her.
No, to Hulk. If he had said, if it was Hulk and
if it was a two-male Hulk,
if it was two male Hulks having this conversation. Yeah. Sorry, I should have. Yeah, there's so many Hulks, this gets confusing. Yeah, if it was two male Hulks having this conversation, and he's like, I do it immensely more than you, I feel like it wouldn't get as flamed as this particular part of the episode was. Mind you, not counting something else I'm going to bring up a little later after we talk about like the show itself. But
I don't know, Christine, because it's always love for the original character. That's like Miles Morales and Peter Parker. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it could never be the original. If Miles Morales is like, I'm the better Spider-Man, even though he has like more powers and stuff like that, it could be like, no, because Peter, you know what I'm saying?
But with that situation, I feel like if Peter and Miles were having this conversation, and let's say Peter's training Miles, and Peter says, you've got to control your anger, Miles, and Miles is like, I am better at controlling it than you are. I think that would probably be a situation but for different reasons, not because of male on male, you know?
Well, I think it might be, it also might be of what she equated to what like she's talking about herself as being a woman and he's talking about herself being like having powers. So it's what you're equating. It might be what she's equating it to. And so people are up in arms about, she's talking about just being regular humans, even on both sides have advantages and disadvantages, but he's talking about having immense power. And I think that's where the disconnect people are finding the up in arms about. I think so. I think that's what it really comes down to, because this is a superhero show. So he's like,
right. I bet that there are fair conversations happening, right? Like this is a fair conversation.
Yeah.
I do, however, feel like there are a lot of unfair conversations also happening, right? Not taking this step and this breakdown in regards to the not psychos, but the psychosis, the psychosis.
She said the psychos.
The psychos, the psychosis of these characters and why they would say what they're saying. One thing about that conversation before we move on to like other parts of the show or the episode, when she said, because it can be a matter of life and death, or I can lose my life. I was like, whoa, because I thought of like the stuff that happened in Atlanta, like a few months ago, where a guy catcalled a girl and the girl was with her boyfriend and she said, no, thank you, or no, I'm good. She didn't curse him out or anything, kept walking. Homie drove past with his car, lit her up, killed her right there on the street. And it's happened a bunch of times where.
Oh, that happened a lot here in Detroit too. A lot of people die from just simply honking the horn.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't think some people understand, that like we're not exaggerating when we're saying.
Like, my girl legit almost got run off the road from some nigga doing that shit. Look, I had my gun in the car with me.
I've had many experiences I'm not gonna go into where it was life or death. So that's why I'm like, this happens. And just because it may not happen to you does not mean it does not exist. So that's why it's like, I think that show is just trying to show that these things happen if you're not aware of it, because a lot of people don't like to talk about it.
Right.
Oh, I've definitely seen, like,
they do talk about it. They tell us to instantly get a gun instead of let's address the attacker and not the victim. Like, that's why stop it from happening at the start instead of telling me to prepare for it. Like, why do I gotta prepare for it?
You gotta prepare for it.
I say both.
I'm always
I say it should be both. It should be both. Like guys need to respect girls' boundaries.
Like, oh yeah, just defend yourself. Like no, like how about yes, I can defend myself, but yes, let's not have this.
Let's respect people's boundaries. Like, respect women's boundaries. 100%. I agree with you that I've seen cat calling and it get like, and I stepped in and be like, yo, relax, bro. Like, come on. She said she don't like you, bro. Like, come on.
That shit get weird. They feel so entitled too. Like, damn.
That's the thing.
Like, just
that's
move
on
to the next damn girl, boy.
There's so many of us.
Some people can't handle rejection and take it as a slight towards them, and it might not be a slight. That's a problem,
yeah. A lot of people grow up not being told no, so they grow up being used to that shit. Like, wow, here we go.
Or they've been told so many times, they're like, nah, this ain't gonna happen no more. And then they just like,
see, I don't even believe that one. I feel like they legit just get what they want all the time, and they've been used to it, and then to the point they just start abusing that shit. It's like, no, but then when you do tell them no, it's like, oh hell no, because now I have rejection issues. Hell no, stop it.
And it's funny because there was a time where it wasn't this bad, right?
No, it's always been bad. It's just it's more close to us now. It's just now we can.
Well, maybe
we can look at it now.
Maybe it's more known, because for me, like before, it was not anything that I ever had to be afraid of. Like if somebody ever said anything, like being with I'm like, oh no. If they're like, oh, you look cute in that outfit, I'd be like, oh yeah, at the time he was my boyfriend, now he's my husband. But I'm like, oh yeah, my boyfriend likes this outfit too. That was my way of being nice and mentioning that I have a man.
Okay.
And that's what I would do. Oh, like,
fuck about your nigga,
right?
Hear that nigga? What do I do when we go?
I don't care about
I've heard the situation where they're like, oh, I could be a friend. And I'm like, no,
your man don't allow you to have friends? Your man don't allow you to have friends?
Do say that?
Or like, if I'm like at the grocery store, I'll be like, oh, I'm taken. Like, I have a boyfriend. Like, oh, well, why he not here with you? Like, I didn't know he had to be with me 24/7. Like,
he ain't my master. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, even Superman can't be everywhere at once. What the fuck? What the hell?
That's
true. Corny.
No, so I'll tell you this story that happened to me. I was walking with my daughter. We're just walking I'm pushing the stroller, and I know that I'm thickness, okay? And
all right, Christine. All right, Christine. All right, bro.
No. The reason I'm saying
I had to throw it in. I am mighty thick, by the way. So he was enticed by my thickness. Right? Come on.
No,
ahead,
not
Christine.
the pink shirts. Okay, I just tell all the details. That's all it is.
The thick.
Because I know in the chat they're gonna go. My people's is in here. I know they're gonna start, and I was just like, let me start before they start. Okay, but yeah, like I was pushing my daughter. We're walking, right? Because I was like, let me just take a walk. A car had passed, and they had stopped originally because in the neighborhood, it's like the main sidewalk. There's a bunch of individual neighborhoods within this area, right? And he had stopped, and I was like, "Oh no, you can go. Like you go ahead and pass, and I'll just walk on the sidewalk." He waved, and then he drove. Then I kept walking like 10, 15 more minutes, and then he pulls back around.
Oh Lord!
And stops, and then gets out of his car. So I instantly FaceTimed my husband, and he was like, hey, and I was like, hi. And he's like, I just want to tell you that like I want to be your friend. And I was like, oh, well, my husband's my best friend, you know? And he was like, oh, can I get your number? And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm on the phone with my husband right now. And he's like, can I get your, can we be friends? And I was like,
nigga, no, I said I'm on the phone with my husband, dog. That's why I tell my girl carry her shit. What the hell, you crazy?
Yeah, and it was just me and my daughter. So I'm like, no, I'm on the phone with my husband right now. And he's like, okay, and gets back in his car. And I showed, like, I turned the phone so he could see, so my husband could see the guy, just in case, you know.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's the, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy out here. So when that line,
crazy part is, I thought you was gonna say he was gonna shoot a shot. I was like, all right, ain't nothing wrong with that. Man, do it as long as he can deal with rejection. Yeah, once he got out the car, that was right there overstepping it. Like, dog, for once she with her baby, you don't think she gonna get annoyed it, and then still come to like, I'm with my husband. Like, man, what your husband said on the phone when he was still asking?
When he well, I'm not gonna quote exactly what he said, but
boy, I remember when we was there in the car, and this homeless man walked into me and my girl. And they got, I'm gonna tell you after straight, all right, boy, I knock your homeless ass out. You better watch out, dog.
Boy, I told Jazz like recently this weekend, this homeless dude pulled up to me and was like, yeah, man, I was like, what? He was like, well, man, I'm like, you know, I broke my wrist, man. Can you tie my shoe? I said, what the hell?
They said, can you tie my shoe? Hell no, so you got to get out.
He told me, need my shit. Can I tie his shoe?
I said, hell no. Right in your nigga. Oh, shit. Your hand was broke.
That's like, you could have thought of a better lie. That's so weird. No one would ever do that.
You could be missing your whole.
Tell me to tie his shoe. I said, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm good, man.
Issues at this point, partner.
That's crazy. That's why.
Hey, and then he tried to dap me up at the end when he saw one play. He tried to dap, like, bro, I'm not about to dap you up, dog. Like, I ain't trying to be mean. Like, nah, I don't know where you been.
Respect. Going back to like what you were saying, like respecting boundaries and kind of taking it back to the episode when she said that line. Instantly, I thought of like Atlanta and those situations and those things that a lot of us have gone through, and we have to like. If we are frantic or panicky, we're not taken seriously. And so if we are sharing a story, we have to try to modulate the amount of emotion we may use, because that will dictate whether someone will actually listen to what we're saying, you know? So it's a whole thing. So when she said that line, I was like, okay, I really get it. Now, the things that I loved about the episode was I loved their dynamic. I love that they have like this sibling. It was like older brother, little sister kind of relationship or chemistry, especially when it came to like him teaching her and like throwing the rocks. And because she was doing well at these things, it gave like an older sibling like, man, I suffered and now I got to train you, and the siblings actually catching on very quickly, and then you're like, I'm still better than you, you know? That's kind of like the vibe he was giving in a playful way, and I really loved it. I also loved some of the conversations that they were bringing up, like the conversation about the aspect of getting a power, right, that you didn't want because you didn't ask for this, right?
No.
And she's just saying, hey, I want to go home. I worked hard to be a lawyer. I want to go back to doing what I love to do. And he's like, you're a superhero. And she's like, hold up. I didn't say I want to be that. So I do want to pose this question to you guys. Like, I know with great power comes great responsibility, but do you think
I was about to get
He was ready. But do you think that just because someone has power that they automatically have to live a life where they fight crime?
No.
No. But it's also
but
insane
you
to
better
not.
go
Go ahead, Charlie.
Oh no, you go ahead. You go ahead.
I'm like, it's also insane to have great power and not use it either.
I would say like use your power, but like as long as you don't use it to like hurt people or do like wrongdoing or anything, I think it's up to you about what you want to do.
Charlie, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say, no, I'm using my shit regardless. But I mean, if you don't want to use it for good, like I say, you do have to understand though, it's also going to come with its own side as well. So it's like, all right, well, we just take you out then. So I mean, you gotta understand it come with the game. I'm not gonna sit there and cry about it, but.
And plus, I always had like this thought in my head that like if I had powers and like I just openly use it like out in public, the government gonna take me. And
like, I think about that too.
Though,
you gotta be careful.
So I'm like, I ain't gonna use it just out in the open. Like I'm gonna
give
use
me
it like on the sly so that nobody knows.
They gonna get my ass. I'm gonna pull up in my pocket.
They gonna put me and try to clone me and make super soldiers and everything. Nah.
Good luck.
Are we gonna see a lot of that profile picture? What would you
enjoy the fight? I would do it. I would expose it because if I figure the shit out, I go and do it. And I'm like, y'all seen that superhero in Flint? That nigga ride around on ice. Niggas like going through the whole city. Nigga, full up, get a hot rating.
Oh my goodness, you would be. What was his name from
the dry? You
Frozone.
Yeah, because like when people people ask the powers you want, like part show off, like just like the looks. I always want the ice powers, but if it was legit for real, I want telekinetic. But legit, you just be in the drive through, you just slide on.
Like, hey baby, how you doing? How you doing, baby?
Somebody say something, you just freeze them like something. So I'm like, ice powers has always been the dopest to look at for me. I just love looking at it. Like, definitely.
They're pretty. They're pretty.
It's dope. You just freeze people like. Set your ass up, bitch.
I could just see Charlie like, let it go, let it go. As he's like, freezing
on like, hey, I'll be in the sky with some hoes chilling on the ice block. Smoking weed. I shit hit up here.
Like, my super suit.
Hey, you wanna? Hey, Charlie, be like, you wanna build a snowman?
Shit, right. She built a snow.
Oh my god, that reminds me of a TikTok I need to send to you, or an Instagram video I need to send to you.
What I gotta send to you is this girl. Oh, she was eating everything. Lettuce wrap. Boy, it's the funniest shit.
Charlie's hero name would be Iceman. 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 We need your help, Iceman. Hold up, dog. I'm rolling right now.
Well, you need my help. I'll sleep. Hell no, boy, you better call the government.
You better call fireman.
Fireman.
Call fireman. Call fireman.
Oh my goodness.
The irony of that, though, I was legit just listening to Fat Gucci yesterday. The irony. I miss Fat Gucci, man. That was my nigga.
Oh my goodness.
It was hard to breathe.
Man.
Oh my goodness.
Relentless.
He pronounces T's a little too good now, Charlie say. I don't like that. He pronounces R's too good.
I rock with the new one. I don't believe that whole clone shit. I rock with him, but
he just lost weight, bro.
I agree.
Clone thing. What are you talking about? People said he's cloned?
Oh my god.
I ain't never when he went in and when he came out.
I mean,
I ain't gonna say I don't believe in cloning, but I don't believe it did. I don't believe they cloned him.
We gonna call Gucci Man. That's the one. Like we gonna.
But it will make sense though, because he had the hood ears on lock, like legit. Like them summers he had, man. I don't know. Don't even talk about that. I don't believe it. I don't believe it later.
Yeah, we gotta be.
It's actually a pretty good one. I already went down it, but I was like, y'all tripping, dog. I was like,
I want to hear it later for sure.
Stop playing.
Right, that's it. We can't just be better. Okay, it always got to be something. Okay,
it's a good story though. But,
I want to hear it for sure. So back to the show. I did really enjoy it. I like that conversation of the aspect of receiving power you didn't wanting to get back to your normal life, and then being forced into this position where you might have to use this power to defend people, right? And then even the conversation kind of giving like insight more to the hero's life in an IRL type of situation with Hulk, when she was like, hey, you're alone. You're out here in the middle of nowhere by yourself. And kind of like it kind of pulled back into like what they mentioned in Falcon when he couldn't get a loan. He's like, do you not have any money? And he was like, it was mostly like favors. He wasn't really making money from being a hero, you know? So I like this aspect of taking them into a real life situation and then kind of seeing what happens there, you know? So I really enjoyed that. I really liked the episode. I thought it was funny. I'm excited to see where it continues to go. I will say that the only thing that there were two things that I was like, ugh, right? One was when they had the car crash and, he turned his head and his head, he changed, he did the face. So I was like, okay, all right, Rocky, calm down now. Okay. and then the other thing was that court scene at the end. Okay. I was like, first, homie looked like she came off a runway from an 80s fashion show. Okay. Then came in there and started fighting. And I felt like all they were missing was the pow and the blam, like from when she was throwing stuff. And I was just like, okay.
They hit us with the Moon Knight. They was like, all right. And then she just on the floor, just laid out. I'm like, yo, come on, bro. Yeah. Like, what the hell we doing?
Was this shit on Disney or something?
Yeah, it's on Disney. Yeah. Like, damn, they could have gave us a quick fight scene.
Yeah, I get you. But it was funny after that when she was like, okay, I'd like to make my closing statement. It kind of just pouring back to, hey, I don't want to do this as my life. This is what I want to do. I want to be a lawyer. I don't want to do this ish. Only reason I stepped in now is because she messed up. I was about to do my closing statement. I really like that. I really like that. So I enjoyed it. But those are our thoughts on She-Hulk. And one quick other thing that we'll just jump to the audience questions, because there were some things that we'll just roll over to next week to talk about. But ask the audience, okay? Ask the audience. So we have a first question. Can you remove the Ask the Audience banner? Thank you. All right. This is from The Invincible. Invincible says, if someone could erase your memories of a show or film series you watched, what would it be and why? Can be either good so you can rewatch again or bad so you never have to remember it. Jazz, go ahead.
Oh, I need time.
Okay. Dwayne, what about you?
Batman? All right.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Death Note and Code Geass. Those are like two of my favorite animes. I'll erase my memory real quick and let me enjoy Death Note again.
Okay. Charlie?
I don't know. Let me think about why WandaVision will be there. Come on now. They do that. You know the answer. What's the next question?
Actually, I didn't because I thought you were going to go by the what do I want to watch again and just have a race. That's what I thought you were going
to say. Like that. No, I didn't think of it like that. I thought of a way to just say F it. Never mind.
Yeah, something that wastes your time?
Yeah. Because if I look at it that way though, like the way of like to rewatch again, see then you have to
rewatch WandaVision again.
Hell no. Redo the shit. Like, boy, you hard headed. Shit, I think it'll probably
something so good that you want to erase your memory and watch it again.
Either The Craft or freaking
that is such a good movie. I gotta rewatch it, see if it holds up.
Or Set It Off. The Craft or Set It Off.
Okay.
Or no, The Craft or Players Club.
Oh my god.
You can do it, get your back into it.
No, not that part. Some of us gotta use what we got to get what we want. That's my movie. They just want to see
you, Christine. Christine, I gotta hear what you got.
They can see you dance inside. You don't get away from this court. No, get out the court. Girl, they gonna rape you.
Oh my god.
So think of like from a bad standpoint.
Let me out.
No, what from a good standpoint. Something that you want to rewatch, like erase a memory and watch.
I want to rewatch again.
The Craft for Players Club. That's my answer. Though.
Oh, I have like a list. Okay, so there's High School Musical, there's Glee, and there's One Tree Hill, and then the first 5 seasons of. Get your book back here. The first.
That's it, bro.
The first 5 seasons of Supernatural were the best. I didn't finish past there. I might revisit that again. And I'll see what's one more. I gave a lot.
I think Jazz, for you, The Boys would probably be something you would definitely.
Man, you know what? Yes, it is.
Like that. Yes, she's like, "Ooh, that hit."
Because I was sitting there thinking, like, what do I
erase all your memories and just enjoy the first 3 seasons? Just binge watch it through. Yeah.
Yes, actually. That I was thinking of that. And I was thinking like kids shows.
Invincible. Oh yeah, Invincible.
I was thinking that, and then I was thinking of like Courage the Cowardly Dog. Like I was thinking of that.
Oh man,
like just like the old like cartoon shows.
We gotta watch that. They did like a Scooby Doo Courage collab. We gotta watch that. I keep forgetting to tell you about it.
And speaking of, I did see a post online and said
I thought they did do a Courage and Scooby mix.
We do.
No,
we haven't watched it. Yeah, we haven't watched
it. But they're re-airing Chowder and Codename Kids Next Door on Cartoon Network in September. It's not a remake.
Oh, okay.
It's re-showing.
I didn't watch that show.
Yeah.
I was outside after that.
Chowder was one of the most funniest shows I ever used to watch. My mom used to hate it.
Really?
Yeah, because first of all,
I don't think I've ever seen it.
I love Schnitzel because he never spoke. All he said was like rada rada rada, but somehow you knew what he was saying. And then 2, what is Chowder had a pet like fart
clown, bro. Oh my god.
Fart
clown. Oh yeah, fart clown. Yeah.
Was, like, in a cage.
Oh, I remember him in the cage. Oh yeah.
And then my mom never liked me watching it because she always be like, "Why is that thing caged up? And why does it have eyes?"
Oh, poor mama.
And she was like, "What is it supposed to be?" I was like, "It's a fart." And so she was like, "So you watching a show with a fart as a pet?" And I was like, "Yes."
I did not like Chowder, bro. I was like, "This is stupid."
I've never seen it. I've never seen it.
Show. I think Ed and Eddie.
I was watching Eddie Kids Next Door. Ooh,
that was the last cartoon I sat and watched. After that, I was done.
He's like, I'm about to watch.
I think by Ed and Eddie, I wasn't. I was more outside more.
Yeah, that's when I started around that era of Cartoon Network and shit.
I loved all those cartoons.
Yeah,
Dexter was my shit, man.
Oh yeah,
Dexter
and Powerpuff Girls.
Yes, sir.
Fairly Odd Parents. I watched those all day, man.
Powerpuff Girls was my thing.
Oh, yeah, that was my number one cartoon. Powerpuff Girls, that was my shit, man. Bubbles was so strong. She was always such the nicest one, but you pissed her off.
She was the sweetest one.
Yeah, but if you piss her off, she was the strongest one. She was no joke, man.
Their voices were so cute. So cute.
Oh, that was my shit.
Did they have a remake?
Yeah, they messed it up. That's over. They messed it up.
I was scared to watch it.
The live action one, I don't even think aired because it was like
they were supposed to make a Powerpuff Girl live action one when they're like 18 or something.
Yeah,
someone told me the Powerpuff Girl comic book series was actually pretty good. I wanted to check it out, but I don't know. I just didn't want to break my memory of what I got because I used to love that. Come on.
Yeah. Sugar. And
I was about to say that part.
And everything nice.
I swear, my favorite villain was that freaking devil, man. That devil was.
Oh, nah, he's scared of
him?
Yeah, he was so dope. Him, I like the Amoeba Boys. I used to like the Amoeba Boys. Yeah, him. I think his name was just him, wasn't it, y'all?
Yes, him.
The Amoeba Boys and him, I used to love.
I loved him, Mojo Jojo, and the Rowdy Rough Boys.
Rowdy Rough, yeah, I like that.
I was so happy. I ain't gonna lie. When they brought the Rowdy Rough Boys out, I said, "Yes, sir."
Yeah. Who was? Yeah, and also it was this one dope one. This dude, he came to school. I ain't gonna lie, he didn't really have powers, but he was rich as shit. Well, he was low-key kind of dope because he was like legit, like out of there. He was like the human version of Mojo Jojo. I was like, this dude is like hella crazy, dog. He was hella fire.
Mojo Jojo.
When he found out he was the cause of their, when he found out he was the one who created them, he was hot. Like I can't believe
he was
this
like,
shit.
"What?
Wait, what?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Mojo Jojo made the Powerpuff Girls?
Yeah, if you watch the actual episode, he was when he bumped into the Professor Ogilvy. He bumped into him, whatever, and he spilled his shit
from the Parkers, from the freaking Parkers. Professor?
Hey, Professor Ogilvy, that's my shit. What? I'll be high as fuck cracking up at that show. That's my shit. But no, but yeah, he bumped into. No, I wasn't real. That was Professor. Was it Utonium or X? What was his real name?
Ooh, that is good.
That's Utonium.
Utonium, yeah. So he actually bumped into him, but then he like boom hit the X, whatever it was. Yeah, drip in, and he got him. I was like, oh, that's my shit.
Oh, okay, I remember now.
That's funny. That's funny. Really quick, before we go to the next Ask the Audience question, we've got some super chats. We have Lil Maya. Hey, did you guys watch Orphan First Kill? No, I have not watched it.
You saw the movie? Is
that an anime?
I think it's a new one. I think it's a new Orphan because there was the Orphan and then this is a sequel.
You saw the horror film about the girl who was actually an adult, but she got adopted and she was killing them? Oh, I know. It was a new one.
So this is like a sequel or a prequel? It's a sequel or prequel?
Is actually good? I'm gonna have to watch it. I didn't even know it was a new one.
Let me know. I didn't see the first one, but
the first one was pretty bad. It actually was based on a true story as well.
What?
Yeah, it's an actual disease, and this girl had it, and she actually tried.
Like Benjamin Button's disease.
I don't know what it's actually called, but I forgot what it's called. I should say, but yeah, it's actually it happened for real.
And she was like killing people.
Yeah, but I think the real story was she was killing people. I don't remember exactly. I got to read it again, but I think the real story was a little different. Definitely was a little different, but it was crazy.
Dear word. Speaking of crazy, I saw The Call. It's a Korean horror suspense thriller movie.
I still gotta watch it.
Okay. I ain't gonna say nothing, but watch it. It's good. I was like, goodness.
They don't be the Koreans. They do not fail when it comes to that shit. I'm telling you, man, they be going off, man. I be loving their horror.
Yeah, it's more a suspense thriller. It's a suspense thriller, but I was just like, goodness. And so after you watch it, Charlie, watch it. Let me know because I do want to talk to you about like the show or not the show, the movie. I want to.
Okay, good. I ain't watching no show. Okay, good. It's a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie. It's not a show. Okay, so shout out
my bad.
Netflix. It's on Netflix. Yeah. Lil Maya.
No, I'm playing. Okay, go ahead.
It's called The Call on Netflix. Okay. We did a movie night with me and my members. Shout out to y'all. I'm glad that it was a
back on track. Come on, back on track.
Anyways, yes, shout out to Lil Maya for the donation. Next super chat. We have falsely, shout out to you. The context of the story messes up the truth of her words because she's saying it to Bruce and his life has been in danger as well. Okay, hold on.
That was what we were saying earlier.
No, we're talking about Hulk. We're so much
okay. The context of the story messes up the truth of her words. Okay. And in that moment, kind of going back to that, I do feel like she was angry when she sang it. Because if you think about it, she didn't want to be here. She just got her office. She wanted to be a lawyer. He's like, you got to be here and you're going to be a superhero. And I think with that frustration, she threw that onto Bruce, which she later did apologize for the things that she said. Was it after or before the fight? But nonetheless, but shout out to you for the donation. Thank you so much.
She apologized after. She probably didn't apologize.
You know what? Actually, she kind of didn't.
She doubled down on what she said.
Okay. Well, that's true. That's crazy.
That's true.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry for saying things that were true.
That's
That's basically
that's what she said.
You little shade on it, but here go. Okay, get it. You see that one, though. Makes sense.
So the next one. Shout out to Hypnotic Zant for the. You know what? Hush, Yavati. Okay, hush, Yavati. Shout out to Hypnotic Zant for the donation. Did y'all watch Sandman yet? And did you enjoy it? I've started it. I have to finish it. And it's a show on Netflix. It's good. I'm liking it. I just have to continue it. But it's like, I think it's a DC story. The Sandman.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to keep going into it. Have y'all seen it at all?
Hell no.
It's on my watch list. I just haven't seen it yet.
They don't mind.
And the watch list is growing. They just dropped a bunch of movies that I got to watch too.
Yes, they did.
I know they really do be adding up because I still catch myself watching my old shit.
I'm binge watching Bleach right now. Like, so that's what
getting ready for that 1,000 Blood War. Ooh,
yep.
On Disney Plus.
You should go kill on Disney Plus.
Listen, the only thing I would be super excited about would be, the old like Disney Channel thing, like how they do the thing.
Well, he did that with the sword, and he did it with the
on Disney Plus.
On Disney Plus.
Thank you so much, Hypnotic, for the donation. And the next one. Shout out to Prink 34320. Okay. Powerpuff Girls sounds like a show where a group of girls pass the wow.
That'd be fire.
I think that's what they literally CW was literally going that direction. I think with the Powerpuff Girls, and people were like, "No, please
make a conspiracy video." Dwayne, talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah, do the TikTok. When you point up when it start out. Did you know the Powerpuff Girls was actually some cokeheads?
The deep voice.
You know the Powerpuff
and
Girls
the image is behind you. Like you see right there. Right there.
Like you see this episode 2, you see Bubbles hitting a little blow. Look at her nose. Little booger sugar hanging out, a little cokehead.
Booger sugar.
Booger sugar. I am pleased.
You gotta have a little TikTok music.
Oh my goodness.
The action was Professor X lean in that motherfucker. That was wop.
That was
walking there. That's why they came out crack babies, because that was actually the shit he spilled in there. That was actually his act, because he just broke the seal too, so I know he was hot. Like, nigga, like fresh sealed and everything. Dog, you know how expensive that shit is with the seal? Oh, then he hit it. Oh, that's why he was mad at. That's why he put the little monkey out. He's like, you little nigga, you fucked up the shit.
No.
I knew. Hey, for real, Professor Ogilvy. The reason why he had a pet monkey in the beginning with the real reason why he has a pet monkey in the beginning is because he killed his lab assistants trying to make X. Let me tell you.
Welcome to the park. Ooh, that is cute.
I'm sorry, no, my bad.
So he decided to use unsanctioned pet monkeys as his lab assistant.
Oh god.
So I'm pointing up.
That's the real reason Professor Utonium was using pet monkeys, because he killed his lab assistants. Let me tell you.
Oh my goodness. Not y'all saying 100 in the chat. Y'all need to stop. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what was the other Ask the Audience question? While that's being pulled up, for anyone watching, on Monday mornings, I will be posting a tweet or an Instagram post, and go ahead and put in the Ask the Audience segment is. You can ask a question. It could be about anything, respectfully, because don't ask no stupid ish. We ain't gonna use it. And then we will pick two. The interns in the basement pick two, and then we answer them here on the air. So join our socials.
Can we say like they in a loft or something? Because it sounds like we kidnapped them.
Yeah,
I know, right?
They willingly went.
I said the joke one time, and Christine ran with that shit. I'm like, girl,
I think Christine really might have somebody in the basement.
Some people gonna be watching this.
We don't have
Christine earlier said she is a double agent.
Joking. Mine was a joke.
Yeah, Christine earlier said I was a double agent.
I don't have a basement. It's a joke too.
How you know they have a basement? I don't know none of this information.
In Florida, there are not a lot of basements. Okay.
Man, but you got one somehow. That's crazy.
Oh my goodness!
But I got one.
Old school homes have one.
And
Mine's
I feed
a new
them to the alligators in the back.
Oh goodness! No, okay. So interns, you could choose where. If it's the bunker, okay, they're in the bunker. All right, y'all preparing for war? Okay. So they're going to choose the two comments to include. So make sure you check us out on socials. So this is from Lady Court Gamer. Oh, we will also be using the community tab, which is where this came from. Ooh. If you created a video game, what category will your game be, and what actresses or actors will be your characters?
In a video game? An actor or actress in a video game?
Yeah. Who would you have be like the voice?
Oh, I thought you meant, because I was going to get the girl from Riverdale that was in the Pussycat Dolls that played jazz in this fighting game.
Nobody,
that's hilarious.
An RPG game and nobody
straight up.
You know what, Dwayne?
That's hilarious.
I mean,
that's sometimes it be cringe to me on games. Sometimes, but
voice actors.
Sometimes, depending on the game. Like if it's like for RPG, I don't want nobody famous.
Well, in RPG, they don't really talk though.
Yes, they do talk hella. That's all you do is read and hear. Listen.
Well, you're reading, but not hearing a voice.
Yes, you do. Yes,
you hear a voice. Yeah, Project Triangle. Boy, they was.
Oh, maybe
they was in that joint.
I played a lot of art where they're just like, and then it's like,
that was maybe the classic.
That's like original, like how it used to be, like back on like 8-bit and shit. But
now.
Yeah, but now you'll get a good amount of both. But I enjoy it though. But I wouldn't want to hear if it was like a celebrity voice or that like.
I would get T-Pain to be the announcer of the game.
I just want somebody with a good voice.
It's a good voice. You know who I'd want? I want is it the Allstate guy?
Are you in good hands? That dude,
are you in good hands?
He got a dope voice.
Yeah, I like his voice.
What was it? Is that Allstate one also do the little Mayhem dude?
That's the Mayhem one. Yeah.
The Mayhem joint when he was in the street dancing, bro.
That Mayhem guy is outrageous. That man would not live if I knew him. Okay, the way he is. But yeah, Jazz, did you pick a person?
No, I had this wild thought of like a game, and so You know how like okay, how do I explain this? It's basically my mind was like you'd play as Future, right? And like
Oh my
you
God.
would try
The
not
singer Future?
the singer.
The singer.
The rapper.
The musician, artist.
Yes, the
Vocalist.
rapper.
Hey, who man's is this?
Right.
Yes, the rapper.
Let's not pretend like I listen to Future. Okay, let's not act like
Go ahead,
I'm
Jazz,
secretly listening to Future. Okay.
Okay, so you Future, he got hoes and what?
You try not to like the goal of the game is you to like try not to be toxic, but there's like so many.
But he's not toxic though. So why would that game have that point?
No, I mean. Yeah, never mind. I can't fully explain it.
Imagine really making that though. Imagine really pitching that. Like you in front of EA. All right, so I got this idea, right? You Future. Boom, right? You trying to be toxic. They're like, go get your dog up out of here. Go get your dog up out of here. This was in a Future game.
Like
you got to listen to Future at the time. Like I rock with dog. But...
No, the rapper. The Future, the rapper. Oh, okay.
If like little scenarios like that, somebody get to talk, you gotta pick which option word to you. Gotta make sure it ain't the toxic one. Fuck that bitch. Oh, I'm picking that one. Lord. Oh, but you could make it though, because it could be like Fable. The more toxic you is, the more evil he become, though, right? And then his character just become like this crazy ass, I don't know, villain, whatever, right? Or he could be like hella simp and nice and weak and shit, and then towards the end of the game,
Well,
he
ain't gotta be
trash.
weak.
Well, not strong.
Not strong. I pulled a synonym out. They're not strong.
Oh my goodness.
This heifer right here. This heifer here.
It can be like Fable, yeah, but you call it Future, but spell it like Fable. Fable. Fature.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you might be on the song, Jan. You might be on the song. Hey, have your people call my people.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Man.
We have another super chat.
Because it made me think of like, I'm sorry, it made me think of like when like Meg Thee Stallion was talking about like he charged her $250K for a verse. And that's why I'm like, it could be the options like, do I
a favor or $250?
Like, oh, Meg Thee Stallion wants you to give her a verse.
Put that back end on it. Don't forget,
like,
dog.
It'd be like the choices like, do you charge her? Do you not? You give it to free? Like, or you charge her like $500K for like 4.
Well, do it free.
Like it'd be like stuff like that. That's what I'm thinking about.
That'd be a good time.
How much did he do for $250?
He said he did a whole song.
I mean, you can't cap his Future. Huge as shit.
It was a little part for $250.
Oh, it was a little part.
It was like the whole song, and she had to chop it up and then put her part on that.
I mean, both they name big. They can both charge it though. Shit,
they can charge
big as shit.
Yeah, I get charging, but that's why I was asking how much. So did he make a song? He was supposed to do a bar for her and pretty much did a song, and she was like, yes, I had to cut that up.
Yes, and she had to cut it up. And had to get her engineer to cut it on up.
That's funny. So now she got to pay the engineer to do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes.
She wanted them on the song. Hey.
I bet that
$250 isn't a lot for him.
I heard it though.
I guess that's a new life, to do one thing and get $250K. I don't know what that might be the week you might not see Christine on the podcast.
Man, who you tell? You see me, but
$250K on the Future verse. Christine, she's like, I'm trying to make this song the best song ever made.
You give me $250, I'm gonna try my hardest. Hey man, help me write this shit, nigga. Like, that shit fire, boy. Give me my $250.
That's funny. Okay, so one last thing before we close out. Yes. So before we close out, about the She-Hulk conversation, because we can't, mention it and not talk about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I made a video because after watching the episode, because I watched it last night, and I was like, oh, let me go on YouTube and see the different reviews. How do people think about, or what do people think about and everything? And I came across, I watched a bunch of videos, and from the videos that I watched, right? And I'm not going to out names. But a lot of these men that were in the video, they spent most of the video complaining about, it was a She-Hulk review is what it was titled, but they spent most of the video complaining about how there's more women in the MCU. One of the guys called it the MCU. And like not in a patronizing way, because he wasn't celebrating it, right? Another guy had mentioned in his review about She-Hulk, mind you, he started with how people were upset about Batgirl because Batgirl, after the movie was done, with, you know, they spent $90 million on it. And he said that they watched it, they thought it was trash, and then they decided to make it a tax write-off. He's like, that makes sense to me. And he was like, if you had told me from gate that you were going to make a Batgirl movie, I would have told you not that it was going to be trash, because you decided to use a 90-pound girl to replace Batman. Is one other thing, mind you. Like, obviously, you don't read comic books, because Batgirl does exist and she does have her own run.
I'm about to say she doesn't replace him. But okay.
Also, that Batman just came out 2 months ago, bruh. Like, he's not being replaced. But yeah, so there was this situation that I was noticing on YouTube, where it would say She-Hulk review, but most of the video was like 4 minutes out of a 5-minute video, or 7 minutes out of a 10-minute video, where they were just really complaining about the females and the state of the MCU with all these females. And all they said about She-Hulk is it's trash and it's written about by a lot of women. And so I had went on Instagram and I was talking about it. My thing is, it's one thing if you have fair critiques, right? Mm-hmm. Like, we talked about a lot of things. We talked about the pros and the cons, what we liked and we didn't like about the episode. But to use this to fuel the sexist mindset, it's wild to me. I wouldn't say like I'm super surprised, but it's just wild to me.
I mean, but if that's honestly really why they don't like it, then it will be fair to say that's really why they don't like it. That's their opinion. Like,
the thing is, none of them say, oh, I don't like it because she's a female. They say, I'm not sexist, and then spew a lot of sexist rhetoric. And I want to not preface because I already started saying it, but I want to say that this is not saying that all men think that way, because one of the things I noticed is people would get defensive and be like, oh, just because we don't like it, we're sexist. No, because those are not the words I used. Okay. But in that situation, yeah, you got to correct people. Now, I'm not saying that if you don't like it, that you're sexist. I'm not saying that if you're a man that you have to like every female one. I'm not saying if you're a female, you have to like every female one. Right. But if your reason for not liking it is because of her sex, that is the definition of sexism. Not because of her capabilities, not because of actual critiques like the cinematography, the acting, the lines, the execution. None of that was their problem.
My whole thing is that if you hate it like that much, just don't watch it. You don't have to watch it. You don't have to talk about it online about how shit it is. It's only going to make people that don't know what the show is to go watch it and make that thing that you hate more popular. So it's like, just don't watch it.
And then, the irony of this shit right now. Like,
oh, boy. But what's funny, somebody watched my video, then said that I'm talking out of my butt, essentially, and that the person was like, oh, I'm sure that the people making these videos like Wonder Woman and Scarlet Witch. And I'm like, first of all, that has nothing to, you just proved my point. I was like, thank you for engaging with my video and then proving me right. Because he said, he said She-Hulk, his only critique was She-Hulk is written by a feminist woke child, was the statement he wrote. And he said it's trash. But again, no critiques of the show, just about the feminine aspect of the show. I was like, thank you for engaging with my content and proving me right.
I don't know. I don't know. I just probably would just like ignore people like that. So I'm like, this is not even like, you lose the argument if you don't even base it off of like pure criticism of like what the actual show had like in detail. And you just say, oh, well, if it's just because it's a woman and that's why I don't like it. I'm like, okay, then why are you watching it? Because the name of the show is called She-Hulk. So you know what you was getting into.
Yeah, it's not misunderstood.
So that's why I'm like, so why are you engaging in something that you hate? It's very counterproductive. So that's why I don't understand.
That's true. That's true. So before we go, excuse me, let's tell the people where they can find. I guess we lost Dwayne. Dwayne had to go.
Yeah, he posted in chat. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I missed that. So
super chat.
Oh, there is one more. Okay. Go ahead and put it up. Shout out to Prank for the super chat. Christine got to tighten up the locks in the basement tonight. Also, what's the Insta?
Oh.
Okay. Now they're in a bunker apparently because it's apparently being in a basement's
They're
not cool.
free
Like,
to do what they
Wait,
want.
Jazz invited me to go to her basement. Why is this bad?
Did.
Okay.
Well, she probably got a
they're in
nice
cool
basement. Or they might be serial killers when you get there. You never know.
Charlie,
Okay,
I
hold on.
invited
Why
you
would
too.
you
I was like,
say
you
that?
can come too.
Oh, I already told you. I think this summer I'm probably just drive there and chill anyway for a bit.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Oh,
y'all would
that'd
be
be
down
so
there.
cool.
Yeah.
Because it ain't that far. Y'all ain't that far from me.
Really?
Yeah, y'all.
Probably like 10 hours, maybe.
Yeah, about like
11, 12.
about.
Like a drive?
Yeah, because I'm driving.
Oh,
I don't
how long? How far are you guys from New York? Because I know it's like 9 for
me. It's like a 4-hour, maybe 5-hour drive for me to go to New York.
It depends on what direction. Also, she's in. She's going to.
True.
And I drive fast too, so that might be another thing. So
yeah. But yeah. So before we close out, where can the people find you, Charlie? You go ahead, start.
Camp Crystal Charlie on YouTube.
And he does horror reacts, and they are very scary. The one about the school, that janitor, that
it's not just horror. It's actual
like true crime. True crime. It's like true crime. Yeah. I'm not gonna talk about this stuff. This had me like, I ain't the schools. I'm like, y'all better be careful about these janitors, okay? Right? And if they're really a janitor or not. Jazz, where can the people find you?
You can find me on YouTube, Jazzy Guns, like right here. And I will be streaming Uno tonight with Christine and Mercedes. And I think a computer because we can't find it.
Oh, y'all ain't find my bad, y'all. I told her, I told her ahead of time. And I was going to throw Ego in there, but I knew it was late.
She said he has to work. I was going out a lot of
days.
days. But unless we find a fourth, it's going to be a computer. So I wonder if the game is going to hold me tonight. And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at _Jazzy Guns. And that's all I got going on.
And then me, iChristine, you can find me, everywhere. iChristine Games. Like Jazz said, tonight we're playing Uno. That's around like 10 tonight, EST. And I can't say. There's something I can't say yet, but it's going to be this weekend. So I think I can say something Friday. So keep your eyes out on Friday.
You got coming out or something you playing?
Something that I'm going to be a part of. I can say that. Yeah, I'm a part of something that I can announce on Friday. Yeah, I can tell you on Friday. Or I can tell you after the stream. I mean, I can't tell you after the stream.
Okay, well, I'll just see it when it come out then.
Right.
I forgot. Yeah, you probably can't. Okay.
And then, but I'm going to announce it on Friday, and then it's something that's happening on Saturday. So stay tuned. But yeah, make sure you check out PartyChat podcast on YouTube, also on Twitch. We're live on Twitch. We're also live on Twitter. So watch us, communicate, conversate. We're having more stuff happening on the socials. Shout out to the interns that are not in the basement. The basement's cool, but whatever. But yes, thank you guys for your help, interns. And we out.
Out of there.